Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mohammad Sohil and today we are going to start new topic that is pilot plant scale-up technique from the syllabus B.Pharm 7th semester Industrial Pharmacy 2nd. So without any further delay, let's begin with our today's session. First of all, what topics we are going to cover in this lecture number 1. First, definition, second, objectives, third, steps involving scale up, fourth, general consideration, and fifth is GMP consideration. And last topic is advantages and disadvantages. And the remaining topic from this unit we will see in next lecture. First of all, coming to the definitions. First, what is plant? It is a place where the 5 M's like money, material, man, method, and machine are brought together for the manufacturing of the product. Then what is pilot plant? It is the part of pharmaceutical industry where a lab scale or small scale formula is transferred into a viable product by development of liable and practical procedure of manufacture. Then what is scale up? It is the art for designing of prototype using the data obtained from the pilot plant model. Now coming to the objectives of pilot plant scale up. First, to try the process on a model of proposed plant before committing large sum of money on a product unit or the production unit. Second, examination of the formula to determine its ability to withstand batch scale and process modification. Third, evaluation and validation for process and equipments. Then fourth objective is to identify the critical features of the process, guideline for production and process control, and to provide master manufacturing formula with instruction for manufacturing procedure. And last is to avoid the scale up problems. Then why we conduct pilot plant scale up studies? What is the need? A pilot plant allows investigation of a product and process on an intermediate scale before large amount of money are committed to full scale production. It is usually not possible to predict the effects of a manifold increase in scale. It is not possible to design a large scale processing plant from laboratory data along with any degree of success. Generally, a pilot plant can be used for evaluating the result of laboratory studies and making product and process correction and improvement. Producing small quantities of product for sensory chemical, microbiological evaluations, limited market testing or furnishing samples to potential customer shelf life and storage stability studies. It is used to providing data that can be used in making a decision on whether or not to proceed to a full scale production process, and in the case of positive decision, designing and constructing a full size plant or modifying an existing plant. So these are the uses of pilot plant scale up technique. Now coming to the general consideration of pilot plant scale up technique. It involves some steps. First, reporting responsibility. It includes R&D, that is research and development group with separate staffing. Then the formulator who develop the product can take into the production and can provide support even after transition into production has been completed. Then second, personal requirement. Scientists with experience in pilot plant operation as well as in actual production area are the most preferable, as they have to understand the intent of the formulator as well as to understand the perspective of the production personnel. The group should have some personnel with engineering knowledge as well as scale up also involved in engineering principles. Then third, space requirement. Space requirement covers first, administration and information processing, second, physical testing area. Third, standard equipment floor space. And fourth is storage area. Coming to first in space requirement, that is administration and information process. Adequate office and desk space should be provided for both scientists and technicians. The space should be adjacent to the working area, as you can see the picture in this slide. Then second, physical testing area. This area should provide permanent bench top space for routinely used physical testing equipment. Then third, standard pilot plant equipment floor space. Discrete pilot plant space where the equipment needed for manufacturing all types of dosage form is located. Intermediate sized and full size scale production equipment is essential in evaluating the effects of scale up of research formulation and processes. Equipment use should be made portable wherever possible so that after use it can be stored in the small storeroom. Space for cleaning of the equipment should be also provided. Then storage area. It should have two areas divided as approved and unapproved area for active ingredient as well as excipient. Different areas should be provided for the storage of the in process material, finished bulk product from the pilot plant, and material from the experimental scale up batches made in the production. Storage area for the packing material should be provided. Now coming to fourth consideration, that is review of the formula. A thorough review of the each aspect of formulation is important. The purpose of each ingredient and its contribution to the final product manufactured on the small scale laboratory equipment should be understood. Then the effect of scale up using equipment that may be subjected the product to stresses of different types and degrees can more readily be predicted or recognized. Now coming to fifth, raw material, which is very important to produce new product. One purpose that is responsibility of the pilot plant is the approval and validation of the active ingredient and excipient, that is raw material. Raw material used in the small scale production cannot necessarily be the representative for the large scale production. Then coming to equipments, the most economical and the simplest and efficient equipment which are capable of producing product within the proposed specification are used. The size of the equipment should be such that the experimental trials run should be relevant to the production size batches. If the equipment is too small, the process developed will not scale up. Whereas if the equipment is too big, then the wastage of the expensive active ingredient are occurs. Now coming to the consideration number 7, production rates. The immediate as well as the future market trends, that is requirements, are considered while determining the production rates. Now coming to next consideration, that is process evaluation. It include order of mixing of component, mixing speed, mixing time, rate of addition of granulating agent, solvent, and solution of drugs. Then heating and cooling rates, filter size, screen size, drying temperature, and drying time. These are the factors involving in process evaluation. Now coming to the master manufacturing procedures. It involves three important aspects. First, weight sheet. Second, processing direction. Third, manufacturing procedures. The weight sheet should clearly identify the chemicals required in a batch. To prevent confusion, the names and the identifying numbers for the ingredient should be used on batch records. The process direction should be precise and explicit. A manufacturing procedure should be written by the actual operator. Various specifications like addition rate, mixing time, mixing speed, heating and cooling rates, temperature storing of the finished products, sample should be mentioned in the batch record direction. So this is all about the master manufacturing procedures. Now coming to last consideration, that is product stability and uniformity. The primary objective of the pilot plant is the physical as well as chemical stability of the product. Hence, each pilot batch representing the final formulation and manufacturing procedure should be studied for stability. Stability study should be carried out in finished packages as well as. Now coming to the GMP consideration, that is good manufacturing practices consideration. It involves equipment qualification, process validation, regularly scheduled preventive maintenance, regularly process review and revalidation, relevant written standard operating procedure, that is SOPs, the use of competent technically qualified personnel are required, adequate provision for training of personnel, a well defined technology transfer system is required, validated cleaning procedure are required, an orderly arrangement of equipment so as to ease material flow and prevent cross contamination. So, this is all about the GMP consideration. Now, coming to the advantages of pilot plant scale up technique. First, members of the production and quality control division can readily observe scale up runs. Its supplies of excipient and drugs cleared by the quality control division can be drawn from the more spacious areas provided to the production division. Then access to engineering department personnel is provided for equipment installation, maintenance and repair. So these are the advantages. Now coming to disadvantages. First, the frequency of direct interaction of the formulator with the production personnel in the manufacturing area will be reduced. Then second, any problem in manufacturing will be direct towards its own pilot plant personnel. So this is all about the introduction, consideration, GMP consideration, advantages and disadvantages of pilot plant scale up technique. In next lecture, we will see the next topic. Till then, take care and bye bye.